Hey folks, how are you doing? Ken here. Sorry it's been a couple of weeks since the last update. I'll just do a quick video. Like a lot of the UK and Ireland, the weather has just been terrible here in Dublin over the last couple of weeks. We got a little bit of a break last weekend, but it's just been wet and windy, so not a huge amount onto the ponds. Just to have a quick look at the filter, I'll turn off the UV and I won't make the same rookie mistake as the last time, and also turn off the drum so we don't get washed. The drum, flawless, no issues. Just to show you, my media seems to be maturing well. It's lost that white colour. As you can see, I still have the bit of sponge in there from my old pressure filter, but it's maturing well. Again, been testing the water every few days. I'm still feeding twice a day when sort of temperature is up, which has been most days, and I'm not getting any detectable ammonia or nitrite, so that's good. Seem to be getting some sort of maturity in it. I've added 3 new fish I'll show you now in a second. So far so good. No spikes we're talking about, so just something to keep an eye on. We just head outside. A bit more tidying up, I think, since the last time I showed you. There's the fish. I just give them a bit of food. You can see I've added a showa, and then there is a yamabuki is there. Got these from a friend of mine, and there's that guy there, the golden guy with the brown on top. I think he's some sort of Ogon, I'm not sure. When I got him initially, that brown was much stronger on top, but it seems to have lightened a bit. The yamabuki's a lovely fish, he really is, and the showa has coloured up well. They settled in really well, and we're sort of eating on the second day. Everything else is doing really well. I have to say, this fella gets bigger every time I look at him, and he eats like a horse. And my poor goldfish with the tumour still going strong. I don't think there's much I can do for him, but sorry, I'm just trying to get the lid off this food, and I will give them a bit of grub. You can see them expecting it. This white fella, I just have it shoveled into him all day long. So they're all eating well. Temperature today is about 12 degrees, it's not too bad. So they are all up and active looking for it, including the new guys. So that's great. Another thing I noticed last week, and I don't know if you can see it, you probably can't, that's the water coming up. There is a scratch on the window here. That has really annoyed me. I tried my absolute utmost to be as careful as possible. The inside, I did a video on the cleaning. I don't know, was that something that was there and I've only just noticed it now? Kind of doubt it. Did I pick up a bit of grit, or was there a bit of grit on the glass, and when I was wiping the outside of the glass I scratched it? You can actually see it fairly well there. When the sun is shining, it's not so visible. It's not very deep, so I'm sure it can be a bit. At first I thought it was a crack. It's not a crack because it is very much on the surface. At first I thought it was a crack, but it'll polish out, I'd say. Probably, you have to go looking for it to find it, and certainly when I stand back I don't see it, so I won't overly worry about it. It's more annoying than anything. I might polish it out at some stage, might wait till I get a few more, as inevitably I probably will. Just goes to show you, with this hardened, heat toughened glass, the hardening part obviously doesn't stop it from getting scratched, so there you are. But otherwise, enjoying the pond, and it's running well. Skimmer again doing its job, overflow, trickle flow doing its job. There's a good pull off the skimmer. I haven't done anything with the back. Mentioned it to you in previous videos. I will pull the trigger on the stainless steel spillway. before the end of the month. It's still, I feel, not warm enough anyway to turn it on. You know, you don't want to be turning water over. As I said to you, pulling water from the bottom, which will be slightly warmer, and throwing it over the top of the pond. You know, although we're getting to about 12-15 degrees maybe on a good day, still overnight, you know, it's getting down into, you know, 5 or 6 degrees. So although I'll order it, I'll probably get it in a couple of weeks. I'd say it'll be into June before I use it. Another thing I noticed, my wife actually noticed it, is there's a slight drip off my skimmer line, which is this one, and it would have to be a sod's law the most bloody awkward joint on the bottom of the joint to get to. Doesn't feel too bad, you can see the water in my hands there. It's a very slight drip. I did try putting on some solvent weld glue, didn't do it. I then, as best I could, tried putting on some Tech 7 sealant, which should theoretically work in the wet, but it obviously didn't. So I think I need to maybe dig out a little bit underneath it and apply it better. But I'd probably have to do as well is stop the water flow through it, so I can drop the level slightly just down below the skimmer. Shut the skimmer off at the filter side and then drain it off with the back so there's no water in it, and will give me a sporting chance of trying to seal it. But you know, if you're building a pond and you're doing this much plumbing outside and inside, and if you end up without a leak, I'd advise you to go out and buy a lottery ticket when your luck is in, because you know, you are going to have bits and pieces as leaks. I covered the ones I had inside at unions and that. It just happens, and you know, they're easy to deal with. So it really does appear to be, out of all those joints there and inside the solvent wells, it's the only one that has leaked. So you know what, I'll take that. And you know, even if I didn't notice it and filled it in, it's certainly not significant. So that's it. I will try and get another update during the week, or at least next week, and hopefully the weather improves and I start getting a little bit more done. And I'm thinking about these pats here, by the way. I haven't quite decided. I'm sort of leaning towards stones, maybe rather than concrete, just in case. That little leak around there makes me think, just in case if I ever have to dig it up, because with those pats, you know, I spend most of my time here on the patio looking at the pond. The pats are kind of something I will use occasionally for maintenance, not every day. So maybe just do them in stones, that if I ever do have to access something, it's easier to do. But I'll give it a bit more thought. I think cost wise, the difference between stones and concrete is negligible. In fact, concrete might even be cheaper, I don't know, than buying stones. But anyway, I'll keep you up to date on that, and thanks, take it easy, talk to you next time, cheers.